Today's video, I want to talk about habits and just how very, very powerful habits are. Habits are those things that can be like a cable around our waist holding us back, or they can be like a cable from the back helping pull us forward to new and better things. Cables, habits, can be as fine as just the littlest thread, those brand new habits that you're just kind of getting into, or they can be as big and as powerful as a steel cable that holds up a suspension bridge. It's all dependent on how long you've been doing something, the strength of that habit. Now let's kind of explore that a little bit. Think about your morning routine. And specifically, I'm going to break it up into a few chunks that we all pretty much share in common. We wake up, we get out of bed, we head into the washroom, we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we come back out, we get dressed. From there, we come out, we probably prepare ourselves a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, we have some food, maybe you make yourself a delicious shake, you get ready for the day, you sit down, you enjoy that a little bit, up you go, and bang, you're out for your day, and you're on the go. You're probably, actually, when you go through that door, getting started on your day, you're feeling a particular way. You're probably feeling the same way you do every day if you're getting out the door and going to work. You get to work, you feel a little bit of a different emotion. And again, it's probably the same emotion you feel every day. Now, we're just going to stop our little play right there, and we're going to back up, and we're going to rewind. I'd love to be able to say all of that backwards, but that's too much of a challenge for me. I have a habit of speaking forwards only. So we're going to back it all the way up, though. Think again of that morning routine. We get up, we wake up, we get out of bed. We'll get out of bed exactly the same way every day, exactly the same way. One foot will touch the floor, the other foot will touch the floor. We'll get up out of the bed the same way. We'll go into the washroom, we'll take and brush our teeth the same way every day. You know, it's going to be with the same hand, and it's going to be, you're going to start in the same place. You might start bottom left-hand corner and you work across and up and down or whatever, or maybe it's top right, or maybe it's in the front. Doesn't matter. But the thing is, pay attention for the next 7 days. You brush your teeth exactly the same way, day in and day out. Whether it's in the morning when you're getting ready for your day, or whether it's after a meal, or it's in the evening before you go to bed. You'll brush it the same way. Think about getting dressed. When you put your pants on, you will put your pants on in exactly the same way. You put one leg in and then the other. Now, I'm not going to challenge and say put both legs in at the same time. That would be awesome if we could do that. But what I am saying is you'll do left leg or right leg, and then the opposite. When you put your shirt on, one arm in, other arm in, you button it up. When you come out, you make your coffee, you make your tea, you sit down. When you get up out of that chair, you'll get up the same way. When you start to walk out of that chair, you're going to lead off the same way. All of those things pretty much are habit. They're habit. Now here's a little challenge. For the next 7 days, just that simple morning routine, and if you see me glance off to the side there, it's because I'm looking, thinking, oh, that's my bedroom. That's where my morning routine starts. But for the next 7 days, try and do it the opposite way. Now, there's some things that might be a little bit beyond us trying to do that in 7 days. But for the most part, when you get up out of bed and you walk away from the bed, if you usually lead off with your right foot, lead off with your left. When you brush your teeth, try brushing your teeth with the opposite hand. And start in a different spot. So if you normally load up the toothbrush and it's, you know, bottom left or bottom right, start somewhere else. And when you get dressed and you put your pants on, same thing. When you put your shirt on, same thing. Do it the opposite way. When you come out, you sit down, you enjoy your meal, you sit down, you get back up, lead off with the opposite foot. And for the next 7 days, as often as you can, just change those few habits. When you're at work, if you want to stretch this out a little bit more, when you're at work, just try getting up out of your chair and leading off with the opposite foot that you normally do. Just that. And every time you come to a door, open it with the opposite hand that you normally do. And I'm not going to challenge you to do anything more than that in the work environment. But try those few simple things. And here's what you're going to find. You're going to find that it is damn hard to change those little habits. Some of us call them routines, but they're all habits. And it is damn hard to change those habits. There's no real reason you need to put your pants on the same leg every day, but you do. There's no reason you need to put your shoes on the same way every day, but you do. And likewise, all of the other examples that I gave. So for 7 days, do it different. And as I said, you will find that it is very difficult for you to do those things differently. Those are strong, powerful habits. And guess what? By extension, pretty much everything else that you do on a daily basis to save brain power, you're doing by habit as well. What you eat, when you eat it, whether you exercise or not, and when you exercise, how you exercise. I mean, you will even do the same exercise the same way. Whether it's giving you results or not is irrelevant. You'll do the same exercise the same way. You'll eat the same foods at the same time in the same fashion every time. They're all habits. Now here we are, about 3 weeks through January, and lots of people will be beating themselves up because at the beginning of January, for most people, you thought, hey, this is my year, this is my month, I am making changes. You know, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to be more fit, I'm going to swim longer, I'm going to run faster, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to be a nicer person. I'm going to read, I'm going to have more patience. All of those are wonderful resolutions to make. They're all wonderful goals to set for ourselves. What we have to remember is that because you're setting goals in those areas, it's because you're not where you want to be in those areas. If it's that you're not patient enough, it's because if you're feeling you want to have more patience, it's because you're feeling you don't have patience enough. If you want to be more fit, if you want to eat better, all of those great things, it's because you see a difference between where you're at today and where you want to be. But recognize that it's the habits that have gotten you where you are today. And just like I said, for 7 days, the challenge is try and get dressed differently. Try and get up out of the chair differently. Try and brush your teeth differently. Try and wash your face differently than you have before. Just start in a different place, go the opposite directions. Just do those things. That will show you in concrete, provable terms to yourself how tough habits are, how much they've really got a hold of you. And it's okay, because it really is to save brain power. The only thing is lots of our habits, the ones that you made resolutions about, the ones that you wanted to change, are holding you back from being who you want to be and getting where you want to get. So recognize that those habits are no different, and they're just as strong as do you put your left shoe on first, or do you put your right shoe on first? How do you tie it? And if you have to think that hard to try and do this for 7 days, to do it the opposite way, just imagine how much thought and focus you're going to have to put on changing those other habits. Because those other habits, the ones you've got right now that are holding you back from where you want to be, are going to hold on just as tight as how you get out of bed, how you brush your teeth, how you wash your face, and how you get dressed. They will hold on every bit as tight as those habits. And so you need to take and be really conscious of that. You need to focus on the habits that are holding you back and switch them around. Do the opposite thing. Whatever it is that you want to change in your life, focus on the change. Recognize that your habits are going to take, and they'll be in there, and they're going to fight you like heck because they think that they're saving you. They think that they're providing, lots of spare time and lots of brain power for you to be thinking about other things. But hey, it's time for you to consciously take charge of who's using the brain power and get your subconscious mind on side with you about how you're going to get dressed, or how you're going to eat, or how you're going to exercise, or how you're going to behave. Because those are just as much habits as your morning routine. So if you really want to underline that, change your morning routine up. Dress the opposite way, brush your teeth with a different hand, start in a different area, wash your face different, and you'll see how much this has really got a hold of you. Now, I said we were going to talk about some things that we do, habits, a challenge, a learning. The learning will be just even pick, if you can only pick 1 or 2 of those things, do it. Pick it and actually do it, and you will feel the strength of a habit. And know that everything else you do in your life, those habits are as strong or stronger. That's the learning. The pat on the back is for every one of you that's made a little change in your life at any time, or even now in January of 2018, if you've carried forward and you've made a change in your life up to this point, give yourself a pat on the back, because that's a big deal. That's a big accomplishment. You had those huge iron cables, like a suspension bridge, holding you where you were. And you've managed to start to whittle those down to maybe they're not a cable anymore. Maybe they're the size of a rope. Maybe they're just a thread. Maybe they're ready to just break and be gone forever. But stay focused. Know that habits are powerful. Know that not all habits are good habits, but you have the choice of deciding you put your left leg in first, or you putting your right leg in. Putting your shirt on the same way, or are you going to switch it up? Give it a try. It'll surprise you, and know that at the end of the day, you're in charge. Know that at the end of the day, you can take and change your habits. You can grab a hold, and you can be the best you can be. I look forward to talking again.